Hello, Austin County. Today we are here with Marcia Bluitt. She was kind enough to come back and join us.
Thanks for having me back. It's always a pleasure to come out and talk with you guys.
Well, we love having you. And before we begin, I want to remind everybody, please like, subscribe, share so that you're always in tune with our YouTube channel. So when we have wonderful people like Marcia come back, you will be alerted as to when the new videos drop. So before we begin, I would like you, please, you are the faith-based community engagement specialist. Tell everybody, what is that?
So that's a small division of the Texas Department of Family Protective Services. And what we do is we take the faith-based aspect and the community engagement aspect, and we engage with different faith-based organizations, churches, mosques, synagogues, and 501c3s and businesses. And we gather resources for those families and kiddos in care to be able to stabilize and maintain their placements or wherever they're at the time. So just gathering those resources, and we work with all different faith-based. So we cover the whole gambit.
So we help everybody. There's no child left behind.
No
basically.
child left behind.
All right. So what we want to talk about is the Stand Sunday.
Yes.
Okay. So I've never heard of that. Tell me about it.
Okay, so Stand Sunday was actually started by Bishop Aaron Blake back in 2001. And he saw a family of his that was helping, and like how kiddos in care was like, he saw the foster numbers and he was like, wow, this is really astronomical. So he went to the church and he was like, how can the church get involved and how can we spread the message? So he went to the pulpit one Sunday and he simply asked, who will stand with me? Who will stand and help our kids? Who will stand in the gap and in the midst? And one lady stood up and said, I'll stand, and I'll stand, and I'll stand. And next thing you know, it caught on like wildfire, and we all stand together. So now it's a whole thing of Stand Sunday, where it's recognized every second Sunday of November. The churches will be like, okay, who'll stand with us, and what does that look like?
So that is truly, it's almost like a movie.
Actually, there was a movie that's kind of based off of it. It's called The Story of Possum Trot, if y'all ever want to go look at it.
I've seen that.
Yep, there you go.
It's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
If you have not seen that, watch it. It's a wonderful movie. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, there you go. So second Sunday, keep going. Cause since that's the movie, so what they did was said, hey, who will do it? And then okay, let's get back to what you're doing. What can people do? How can they help? I mean,
so that's when, again, the church or people of faith, they can come in. If you want to stand in the gap to just provide prayer for those children and the caseworkers and the people that work day in, day out, and the foster families and the system as a whole, just put prayer, you can do that. Or if you want to stand and be like, I want to be a little more proactive, I want to foster and I want to adopt, you can do that as well. If you're like, okay, maybe that's a bit much.
Right.
So maybe I can provide respite care. So I can go in and babysit for a while. Or if you're a church, you can do a parents' night out where they can drop the kiddos off for a little while and they can go out. Or if your motherboard wants to do a casserole train, that's what I call them. But if they want to bake a casserole every second Tuesday and take it to those families so they provide a meal, it's just however you can get involved to stand and help those families and those kids in care stabilize. So however you see fit, but we're just wanting someone to take a stand and be alongside with us while we help these children.
I was going to say, because that's what's so important. Like you mentioned when we were talking about it takes a village.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just one person. And so the Stand Sunday has become kind of an organization. How does it coordinate with other churches, or is it a local thing? Like, does one person set up their area, or do they reach out to other churches like across the city?
It's a nationwide thing now.
Oh, it's nationwide.
Yeah, so it's every church can set up differently. So we're just asking second Sunday, we can go out, and what part of my job is we go out and we actually teach about what Stand Sunday is and how they can get involved in different ways that they can acclimate per church. So some churches gathered together and they was like, okay, we're going to collaborate and we're going to host again a parents' night out. Or some churches like, we're just going to sit here and we're going to go in on faith and pray for our caseworkers and pray for our kiddos. Okay. Or some pastors may even go as far as like, hey, we're going to come into the offices and pray with your caseworkers, like in a personal one-on-one setting. So every church is different on how they want to collaborate. It's how what standing for them looks like. It's just actually, it's a call to action to actually take a stand. Okay. And to actually be about the work.
I was just saying, and it sounds like it's one of those things of you give them the tools and they administer it how best to do it in their area, a rural area versus an urban area.
Correct.
Okay. I think that's amazing. Okay. So here's the thing, examples like we did, you said about the possum trot, but what are some things that you have seen?
So some of the things that we have seen with, again, we'll go back to Bishop Blake, since he's the original founder of this.
Right.
Last Christmas, we had the Holiday with Heroes. So that's where the church got involved, and we met up at the church and they gave breakfast, and then they collaborated. This is how like that collaboration thing goes. So
Right.
the church sponsored, and the Holidays with Heroes are the EMS and the firefighters and the police. They all came together and wrapped their arms around these kiddos and took them shopping at Walmart so that they could have a good Christmas. So the church sponsored it. They hosted the breakfast, and the EMS and the firefighters and the police took the kiddos shopping. So that's one way that it was a collaboration between multiple organizations doing something for the kids and families in care.
I was going to say, and that's good too, because a lot of times children, especially your children who are in foster care and things like that, have had negative experiences with law enforcement and even, MS and firefighters and things like that, because the reason that they're coming to the house is not necessarily to save them, like the house is burning or whatever.
Right.
I mean, there are other things going on. And so that's a good way to do it, because it reinforces that, hey, we're here to help you.
Exactly. It changes that perspective, and it can actually change their trajectory and how they look at things. Like, oh, I might want to be a firefighter or a policeman one day.
Right.
To help and save someone as well. So it's just giving them a positive outlook and a positive spin on a typically negative situation.
Okay. And do you know how many throughout the nation, how many organizations we have?
I think at last count, it was like maybe over 350.
Wow.
So there actually is a website that it's standsunday.org. You can go to and get all the logistics and the statistics and all the information on how to join and how to be a part of that as well.
Yeah. And we'll put all that information at the end, like we always do, so that they have it. So what kind of support is most helpful from local business or civic groups is there something like, is there any one thing in particular that people have found that they need that, your local organizations could do other than just standing up and helping?
Actually, when it comes to civic groups and organizations, those are like your key people to do your drive. So if you have a building and you want to sit a box out to be like, hey, we're doing a toiletry drive, or we're doing a coat drive, that's your way of standing as well and utilizing your business in the best way, because you have that traffic that comes in and out.
Right.
So those are things that these kiddos and these families are needing, are the hygiene items, the toiletries, the different cleaning products and things of that nature. That's a way that a business could stand, is to be like, hey, we're going to donate these things to our rainbow rooms or to our local foster closets and things like that, so they can have the items that they need.
Right. And for those who don't know what the rainbow rooms are and things like that, we'll link back to the original video we did where you gave a great explanation of all that stuff.
Yes, ma'am.
So we will do that. All right. So for just a person, if I'm just, hi, I'm Shelly, how can I help? I don't have a business. I don't have a lot of money. But what can I do?
So, Shelly, you can get in conjunction if you don't have a business or a church. Shelly can go and is like, hey, I want to volunteer. So you can get your background check to do volunteers to do mentorship, or you can volunteer with the Department of Family Protective Services when we host events. So if we have like our Holidays with Heroes or our pals, which is on the original video, we talk about pals, when they have they just had their spooktacular, you can come in and help out in those ways as well. So one person can do a lot, and who knows, maybe connecting with one child at one of those events could change that whole child's perspective and just put a smile on their face.
I was just saying, if you're the kind that doesn't, like, oh, well, I don't want to get really into it, you could bus tables, you could pick up trash, you could help cook food, you could do all of these things that are behind the scenes where you don't want, to be, because some people don't like to get front and center. Other people do, and so people who don't like to get front and center, there's plenty of things for them to do, wrap gifts, coordinate food, make those phone calls, print those flyers.
Yes,
okay,
ma'am.
Good. All right. So last thoughts on, did we miss anything?
I think we covered it all. It's just who will stand with us to help those kiddos in care. And it's something that goes on every second Sunday of every November, but we can stand year round. So it doesn't just have to be November. It could be December, January, March, whenever. Just will you stand with us, and will you help those kids and families in care?
Yeah.
So.
All right. Excellent. Well, I appreciate you coming back. We love having you. And I know you'll be back.
Of course.
Absolutely. So I tell you what, these guys do amazing things. And everybody kind of, that was one of the things we talked about before, was CPS sometimes kind of gets, it's like, oh, CPS, they're coming to take away the kids. But you guys, really, the faith-based area really does a lot of, hey, let's heal, let's help let's do all these things.
Yes,
So,
and that's part of our job, is just changing the trajectory in the face of what that looks like, to know that, hey, it takes a village and we're all here to help, because those children come from your communities. They're going back to your community. So as a
right.
community, let's wrap around them and give them the best outlook and the best outcome
They're the
possible.
future.
There you go.
They're the future of the community. All right. Well, thank you again for joining us.
Thanks.
We had, her name is Marcia Bluitt, faith-based community engagement specialist.
Yes, ma'am.
Not just a regular person, she's a specialist.
All right, thanks.
All right. Thank you. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and join us back on our next episode of Hello Austin County. Keep smiling.